Good evening, subjects and objects and direct objects, indirect objects,
What about
adverbs,
predicates?
adjectives,
Principles.
predicates, participles, and punctuations. And welcome to another highly literary and grammatically
Challenging.
challenging. Okay.
Well, for me.
Sure. Episode of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. My name is Philip. I am the Dreadmaster, and I am surrounded, yes, surrounded by wonderful, attractive players. Say, good evening, players.
Good evening,
Good evening,
players.
For anyone out there in our chat, if any of you, we'll bring you into conversation as it wraps up. If any of you out there participate in the New York Times connections, we were just talking about how frustrating it is sometimes. I was going to say one other thing about it is that connections, unlike the crossword puzzle, there is a consistent arc to it gets harder over the course of the week. Connections, there are hard ones and easier ones, but it's you have no frame of reference. Mm-hmm. It's not like the Friday connections is really hard and the Mondays is a cakewalk. Anyway, how's everyone doing?
Great. Happy to be here.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm happy that you're all here. We have a fun one tonight because it's everyone's favorite new character will remain at the center of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Forgot.
In our last game, I'm just going to get right into the recap here, unless anyone wants to bring anything up. Lauren, do you want to talk about the spelling of a certain word that you texted me? Or
Thank you.
You don't talk about that. It was too upsetting.
Maybe later.
Okay, cool. We could stay on the grammar stuff. I could talk about toe the line versus toe the line. All right. In our last episode of Blood from a Stone, our dread subs managed to reconvene and find Omaha, but sure enough, Omaha was folded up inside of a pull drawer in an industrial kitchen, and was kind of being possessed by this ghost, Vinny the Fink, who talks in a totally normal, not at all weird way. London wound up shocking her with a stun baton, and right when Omaha was then given control and full feeling of her body back. And I will point out that London really made a big deal of, I want to do the shocking. I want to be the one to shock her. Like, London was insistent that nobody else gets to shock Omaha. It's only London who can.
Can I explain character-wise why?
You can. No. I'm clearly being a twerp and acting like it's that London wanted it.
But you're making it seem like something it's not, because she cares the most about Omaha, and because if she didn't, it would be absolutely necessary.
Obviously.
You can't ascribe magnitudes of other people's mental states to them.
You
Go
can't
on,
to me,
Phil.
Adam.
That's so obviously the reason that me jokingly saying it's because she wanted to inflict pain was a joke that didn't even need explanation.
Well, what if we have new viewers? Actually, do that. That's really funny if they don't know.
Continue, Philip.
Especially if we have new viewers. The point is, Omaha seemed to no longer be under the control of Vinny the Fink. She was subsequently tied up with very sexy knots by Montreal, who was channeling good old Dick Rambone from Voluptua. A Dreadland that I have to say really just sticks all over everything that it touches. Like, really, of all the Dreadlands, the one that's just like heavily hanging over, just kind of just sticky and you never quite get rid of it is Voluptua. So in any case, also another little what is going on with this, our good friend Dallas, who had been exposed to the mist and passed out, and actually he had fared the worst just from the process of this kind of being given their memories back of all the Dread subs. Dallas has awoken and been told that there are these, it was pointed out to him, that there are these 3 little stones kind of in his chest, about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, these kind of purple implant stone metal hard things, and he isn't sure if those have been there a while or if those are new after the awakening. London had not touched him there when she was helping him move around. So, but don't worry, those two made it very awkward because one of the memories London has is of someone who was wanting to get into it with one of the memories that Dallas has. So the group decided to sort of get Omaha back to the floor that they'd come from, the items floor. I believe it's the 6th floor. But I got so mad at myself when I was wrong about it the other day, so I'm gonna have to make sure I'm right. Items, yes, on floor 6. So they wanted to get her back to 6, where they had, there were some people who, compared to how some of the departments have been functioning, floor 6 has seemed just incredibly nice and helpful. That also shouldn't bode bad or anything for anyone. So they went and spoke to Octavian, that sort of like fox human man. But on the way to bring her back to him in hopes that he could remove the ghost that had previously been in an item from their floor back into its more suitable containment device, they met the sailor on the stairs, and he was perfectly happy to drown the ghost out of Omaha, but nobody wanted that. But he also spoke a little bit to sort of Dallas and Jakarta, who were rather curious about the Mistwalkers and for differing reasons, kind of what they represented. And he sort of the one thing he told them is that though Mistwalkers like him have the blood, Lady Rhiannon is the blood, and that is why she is of note right now, and perhaps why she's trying to take matters into her own hands a little bit here at this project. In any case, the sexily tied up Omaha, I assume the ropes are all just made of it's all edible rope. As they moved her up, they sure enough found Octavian. He said there is something they can do to get rid of this ghost, but he first had them go wait in the conference room. Then he placed a call, and this time we did not hear. Although he did say something before Dallas woke up with 3 weird stones in his chest. If you guys recall, I mean, Dan, you won't recall because you weren't here at that session, but if the other players recall, that session did end with Octavian saying, should I do something? It was like, do I need to use all 3? Which, I don't know, is interesting what that might imply. So, with all that in mind, have I forgotten any key moments from last week, aside from the voice, which I've purposefully not been doing? Because we've had so many objections about it. Oh, also, thank you so much, Ben Hader 2015, for that's you've really given a lot of subs over the course of your time with us here on the channel.
72
so many dread subs.
That is
72.
72 dread subs. That's a lot of dread subs. That's very appreciated. We really appreciate that. My goodness, wow.
Start calling him Booger Sub.
I don't
We'll know what that means.
You can do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
We'll know what that means.
It's just been done.
So many dread subs.
That's great. Oh, also, I see that our thing is a little off. I'm so sorry, everyone. I don't think no one's heads were cut off, but we were.
That was
slightly
really
askew.
God damn it, Philip. That was really, really bad thing.
It was really bad. In fact, so bad I think I don't know.
Such a bad boy, Philip.
We're gonna cancel the channel, not the series, not tonight's game nor the series, but the channel is done. I've sinned.
We're gonna do it over FaceTime.
Oh, please don't do it over FaceTime. That would be so bad. FaceTime collabs, they're not good. So, with all that in mind, does anyone have anything to add from last week? As we get our minds back wrapped around what's going on in this very strange office building on this very strange island. Great. Oh, and a hype train. Well, there you go. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious.
I guess, yay for the hype trains. Well,
Or they said the classic animated movie, The Penguin and the Pebble. Goodness glaciers.
There you go. I was gonna say, what arc is this? The Dreadland Express again? Because of all these hype trains.
I mean, you tell me. I want to know what's up with Rawlings.
I know you do. And you know what? You'll have an opportunity to. Maybe sooner than you think. But maybe not quite as soon as you're hoping, which is tonight. Although, actually, maybe tonight. We'll see how things go. Dethinking Omaha. Which is a sentence I'm happy to say. So, with all of that in mind, I have a relatively brief, for me, I was able to limit how many lyrics I felt I had to include. Probably because I'll just break it up into different ones. But I have a relatively brief invocation for you tonight for this, chapter 147 of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. Slipped into the fountains of my emptiness. I let the teardrops fall, I let them go. Stepped into the canyons of my loneliness, and I went about as far as I could go. So, friends and neighbors, the 6 of you, 5 at liberty, 1 tied up in knots that presumably, actually, if you know how to, you can easily get out of, because I bet that's part of the voluptuan way, at least. You are all within a conference room on the 6th floor. Dallas, this is the very room that you woke up in about an hour ago. Speaking of which, we're going to say that you have all sat here for a bit of time, but I will then open it up for you to have a conversation. You all regain 1 power for that hour.
Thank you, Dread Daddy.
Any time. So you may all...
Thank you, Dread Daddy.
Thank you,
I
Daddy.
will not be referring
Yeah,
to Philip.
when you say it, Lauren, it makes me uncomfortable.
Well, a lot that you do in this game makes me uncomfortable.
What if I just get like
Play
really
that
close
voice.
to the mic and like, thank you, Dread Dad.
That's everybody's into that. Jeremy?
Thank you, Dread Daddy.
Nah, stop it. Gross.
This is a horror game, everybody.
So, as you all are sitting here in this conference room, or standing, I suppose, yeah, who is sitting, who is standing, what are you doing? The conference room has a large table there. The chairs here they're like, this is like a nicer sort of room. The chairs are all kind of on, casters and slide, and they are all, padded to some extent. So like they're all, it's a more comfortable place. There also are several chairs along the wall that are more, like what you'd see in like a hotel ballroom chairs where they have some padding and cushioning. But they're just sort of straight chairs.
I'll sit at the table.
I'll say that I am laying on the floor on my
Perfect.
stomach like an alligator,
Yep.
just very still, just chilling.
Very still. That's the important part.
Your Carter is pacing.
London will, though, look at Montreal and just like gently rest her gaze on him because that feels oddly comforting.
You know, like when alligators make that bellowing sound? I'm just going to try to attempt to make one of those.
I love it. Yeah, I think that could be a look at what the highest roll you could. I think that'll be 3 dice. Whatever you do for that, that'll be a. Yeah, I think that's just 3 dice. It's like, and we can do this. Call it an endurance or an intimidate. Three d8s. I guess for anyone who is joining us for the first time, I will very quickly say, as a meta thing, we are using a pool system for this game, so the players are always rolling a certain number of d8s, and they're actually looking not for high rolls or sums or successes. They're looking for matches amongst their dice.
2 3s.
2 3s. I'll think with 2 3s you get a pretty convincing. It wouldn't fool another alligator, but it sounds weird to everyone here. And bellows. I'll put that into the recap. Is anyone else doing anything of note? Because Montreal is doing something that I will say this about what Montreal just did. It is nothing if not notable. Everyone took note of that.
I'm just sitting on the bed that I woke up on, and I'm just like, I'm sitting on the edge of it, but I'm just like tired still. So I'm...
You in fact you were on the table. You were treated.
I was on the table.
You were treated on the conference table, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Zurich is just looking around the room for anything entertaining or interesting.
Okay, Zurich, give me. It's not one of your fortes, but let's try it anyway. Give me an investigate roll.
Ah, a pair of sixes.
Hey. Well, sixes are fun.
I was not ready for that. Baby.
Baby. All right. I think with a pair of sixes, you notice that there is a photograph on the wall. It is black and white. Kind of has that sort of mid-century feeling like so much of this building. If you look at it, it appears to be a group of people standing on the island in front of this building being constructed. Looks to be a snapshot of this building as it is being sort of built along the side of the volcano.
Hey, did you guys see this picture?
No, I missed it. What is? Anyone? Is there anyone we know in it?
You do. Go ahead.
I don't know. I look closer.
With your success on this, yes, you recognize Dr. Partridge, CJ Soot, Hildy the dollmaker, Frank Wren the dollhouse maker, basically, and Swaggy. You also see Undrea, the woman who runs this floor, who you were speaking with. Research and development seems to be there, but you wouldn't... Somebody wearing that mask is there, but the build looks a little different, though they are kind of standing towards the back, so maybe they're just like hunched over or something weird. Everyone, please, everyone who is looking at this picture, please make a... who's looking at the picture? I'll phrase it like that. Dallas.
Am I able to see it?
You right now, I mean, you're tied up, so I guess unless you... Oh, I guess that's a good question. Have you tied Omaha to a chair, or is Omaha just tied up?
I feel like we tied her to a chair, right?
London, you have the leash. She's your good girl.
Sure, to one of the rolling chairs, because that's...
You tie her to a rolling chair. Okay, I love it. So I would say that if you're tied to a rolling chair, Omaha, it would be conspicuous for, and like not conspicuous, but like it would take some doing for you to get over, or they'd need to remove the picture from the wall. But you certainly could look at it if you see them being interested. But for right now, we'll say that it is Zurich, Dallas, and Jakarta. Will the three of you each give me a look roll as you inspect the photo?
Okay, 2 3s.
All right.
I got 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I reroll?
You may re-roll for free roll. Zurich, how'd we do, baby?
I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
6, 7, 8, 1. Sadly, no.
5 dice.
2 8s.
2 8s Jakarta has. All right. So Zurich, you're sort of looking at it, and I think Zurich, because you had your investigation, you found the picture, you noted it. The person who is conspicuously absent from it is Lady Rhiannon. Of the department heads you've met. There also, I should add, are a few other like people in the picture. You know, it looks like there's construction people in there as well. There are a few other faces in there. But of people you've met who've made a big impression on you here, you do not see Lady Rhiannon. You do not see that shadow elf. Dallas, you begin to look over the photo. And your eyes are drawn into an area of, even though it's in black and white, you're sure it is incredibly purple mist, just like that which is behind all of you, that is kind of rolling off of a part of the mountain. Kind of making its way towards this group, but not specifically on them. Dallas, within that, you can make out a figure standing in the purple mist. Jakarta, because you have rolled double 13s. Especially if Dallas... Do you point that out to them, Dallas?
Yeah, like, and yeah.
You do that. Jakarta, if you stare at that area of the photo for a moment, you can see Lady Rhiannon is the figure in the mist that Dallas is pointing at. You can see her, like, staring right back at you.
She was the one I saw at night, right, where the mist was streaming from her.
She was. She was the one you saw at night when the mist was streaming. Oh, that makes this even better. She was the one you saw at night when the mist was streaming from
With the
her.
sailor.
And she... Oh, I should have done this for you. The point is, as you look at this, though, when she... It's almost like she appears in the picture, like she... like resolves in the picture. Nobody else sees her, but you're sort of spotting her. You're sort of making it out. Maybe it's a magic eye style thing. Who knows? The point is, there is a rush of terror that passes through you. I need you to make a keep control roll. You do have 4 dice in that.
All right. Nope. No matches.
No matches. Jakarta, you begin to scream in terror. And as you sort of like, you fall back. I suppose Dallas or Zurich, if either of you want to like try to immediately grab hold of Jakarta, he is screaming and kind of moving back from this picture as if he's just seen something very upsetting. Would either of you like to attempt to
Zurich would
intercept
try
him or
to-
anything, or are you just going to let the man?
No, Zurich would try to kind of.
Yeah.
I think with both of you there, it actually doesn't take anything to... You guys can both put a hand on him, so he's not going to, like, fall down and hit his head or any fun thing like that, so thanks a lot. But he will. Oh, it bounced real bad for you, my friend. You will lose 6 power as your mind
Damn.
is terrified by this image. Jakarta. Actually, Jakarta, I'm gonna say that you are actually going to be like kind of like muttering. It's gonna be a moment before you could even try to process what you've just seen. But you have had a jolt to your system that is deeply frightening, and just because it was your most iconic previously, it is hitting you on the level of a horse dragging you into
Into a lake.
You are probably part of the physical response to this power loss that you're having, because it's like clearly you're taking a huge like mental sort of strain at this, but like he is hyperventilating as if he's drowning for a few moments.
What the hell did he just see? Are you okay, man?
What happened?
The picture just like he saw something, or
Jakarta, are you okay?
what were you?
So-
What?
Saw what?
Can I even say words at this point? Like,
We'll say a little bit of they probably get you some water or something. I'll tell you what, before you
Turn
can
me around
speak,
so I can join the conversation.
you can be sort of spinning yourself around.
No.
I mean, I will have like put her in a place where she can
Where she
see
can sort of
things
see.
at least.
I'll say as everyone's sort of like joining, maybe somebody gets him. I assume Zurich probably. You know, it's real conference room energy.
Yep.
So there's definitely
I'll
a
get him.
picture of water. Yeah.
I'll get him some water.
So yeah, you guys get him some water and just try to. Although he may not want water since he's thinking of drowning. The point is, as he's
yeah.
as he's sort of experiencing this terror. Omaha.
That tone.
You you glance down at the sort of very smooth, polished wooden tabletop,
Okay.
and you hear a voice, and it's kind of like your own voice, but it's very soft. No one else is hearing it. But if you look in the tabletop, your face is being sort of run by your visitor, your passenger, who just goes, "What a stupid scaredy cat."
Oh.
We should give him a real scare, shouldn't we?
Guys, the weird little boy is talking to me through the table.
What do you want?
What?
Do we like hit you in the head or something to get it to go away? I don't want to hurt you, but like, what?
I want you to hit me over the head, but I also
Okay.
don't want to be around him.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, you.
What are we doing? What can we get back to the whole exercising thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was our plan for that?
We need somebody to help. I mean, whoever's familiar with this ghost.
Octavian sort of said he'll be helping you in a moment, but he is now out of the room and closed the door. Yes, London?
Would Sister Mercy know anything about exorcism?
You do have a die in Sister Mercy, is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
You do. Okay, then give me an analyze with Sister Mercy, and you may add her die, so you have 3 dice on this one.
Okay.
Philip, did I see anything in particular, or just did I just get psychic blasted? Like,
You had a sort of a surge of dread did hit you in a pretty intense way. We will get to what you saw in a moment as you sort of try to recall, because
that's
well,
ominous.
you'll see. Right now you're
Yeah.
still
Mhm,
whatever.
mhm.
We're gonna get to it in a second. Yes, London, we'll resolve this and then.
No matches.
Sister Mercy, even though whatever sort of religion, whatever sort of Christianity-inspired faith Sister Mercy was a nun of, probably had a very Catholic vibe of only priests may exercise and only the most special priests may.
Definitely not women.
Yeah, sir. Are you kidding me? Who do you think is making all the evil things in the first place? Yeah, they would never please women. My God. As you're sort of trying to think about ways of doing this, Zurich, the answer to that sort of question that you all sort of like know, even if you're asking rhetorically, it's like you're wondering where Octavian is, why he hasn't come in yet.
Why is he not here yet?
I don't know. Is there some sort of a
Intercom or
intercom? Yeah.
There is, yes. There's a phone.
But we don't know who might be trying to find us.
Hmm.
So I don't want to just, put our voices out there.
And I guess we
I'm
can
worried
wait.
about the voice in here.
Well, yeah, we're trying. We're doing our best.
Maybe you could give him some candy and he'll shut up.
You guys all notice that Omaha, in the most upsetting way, when you say that, as if he can't help himself, Omaha's face goes from her own kind of, like frightened, worried expression to this micro expression of.
Ooh, okay, can London?
And maybe she does one of these, and maybe she even with her hand just goes rub on her tummy like.
Can London say? Ew. She will do that too. Oh, you don't want to eat too much candy. It'll rot your teeth, huh?
I don't know who's more creepy right now.
I'm honestly gonna say Omaha. You're gonna
You mean
lose
London?
one, or no, I'm saying Omaha. You're losing 1 power because she's talking to you like that.
Don't encourage him.
She's
to
not
stop
talking to her. She's
anything.
talking to
Yeah, but
Billy.
you're staring right in her eyes. And you see her face going back to just like terror as you say this. Montreal, yes, I know you wanted to do something. And then Jakarta, we'll get to your broken brain.
No, I wanted to bring Jakarta his glass of water.
Sure, of course,
And just get down on one knee, just like, hey man, you okay?
I'm doing better, thanks.
And like just kind of like gesturing to give him the water. I'm just gonna take like a big gulp, like drink half of it, and be like, sorry, I was a little parched.
No,
and give him like,
You're right. I shouldn't have any water right now.
no, it's for you. It's for you. Give him like the
Sorry.
last little third of it. Just give him a nice little on the face. You got this.
Well, that's true. Actually, Jakarta, you have memories of drowning twice, technically, don't you?
I do.
Once in
Different
the-
substances.
Yeah, in different substances. So yeah, great. So Jakarta, nevertheless, you are now in a point where you can speak, and I mean, it is. I'll phrase it like this: what you saw was her face, and the way it kind of emerged from the mist, and the expression on her face seemed to just strike you to the soul. And though you can make some analysis rolls and analyze and things like that to try to think of what happened if you want to go deeper. But there probably is a part of you that's like, I just never want to see that picture again.
I have a question. Do we know anything about whether this location is its own Dreadland or not?
You do not.
Because if there's a Dreadlord for this place, I feel like it's probably real.
You do not know
Um,
if this is a Dreadland that has a Dreadlord. That is not something you have figured out. But if you want to voice that to the group, I think you certainly should introduce the
say.
possibility.
Well, I'll tell them about what I saw the previous night. Was that last night?
Yes. Ooh, God, you guys need to sleep. It was last night. It's been a busy day, y'all.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll tell them that I saw her with the sailor at night, and there was mist trailing off of her leading up to the mountain. And when I saw her in that picture, I could feel her emerging out towards me, and I just got struck with this dread. I hadn't felt it since that. Like my memories, I'd felt something similar.
So it brought out the way that one of your people died?
Say that, yeah.
One of you is uniquely suited to discuss matters of dread itself. I would like for Dallas, hearing this, to make an analyze roll with your Rawlings modifier.
2 7s and 2 8s. I feel like the 8s are probably more appropriate for this.
8s are going to be very appropriate for things like this, certainly, especially over that. Thinking of what Rawlings knows of dread and the way Jakarta is describing this, it appears to you that he has had, like, this is true capital D dread that he was faced with. This is some of that sort of like the sort of the most powerful magic of this world, of these worlds that you're in, is always fear and this specific kind of sort of like the bottom falling out, like terror at something that kind of just sneaks up on you in that way. What Jakarta is describing is not dissimilar to what Rawlings knows happens to people who read tomes of dread or hear songs of dread or watch films of dread, depending on.
Yeah. So what I'll say is, it sounds like that. Based on what I know from one of my guys, it's just like it's like if you like kind of like in the way that like dread is like another. Like dread and gravity here are both like underlying forces, right? It's like they're both things that define the way that this where we are works, and just like are constants. It was like if you, like, I don't know, like you came close to getting mentally spaghettified by dread.
Lovely. That's certainly what it felt like.
Yeah, I believe it.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to minimize anything, but like we all know what dread feels like, right? Is there some kind of a way that we can prevent it from happening aside from not looking at the stuff?
What about that anti-fear juice they gave you? That day.
I don't know. That was like a vaccine. I mean, and I don't know if that prevents against dread. Like it prevented fear, but wait, did it prevent from did it prevent against dread as well? Like actual dread?
Your phobia was suppressed. Yeah, it probably would.
We even
Okay,
know if that guy's still alive.
Oh,
Huh?
he's
super dead.
Mr. S
Right
is
there.
dead, sadly.
Yeah, so and maybe we could find some, but I mean, it suppresses fear very well. I'm not 100% sure if it would prevent dread, but the other thing is you have to look at the dread, right? Or the mist has to overtake you.
Or listen to it. It's like listening to that record. You know, I think we all heard it, right?
It's true. Ah,
The door
Just
opens,
eight-
and Octavian sort of enters. He's carrying a sort of a little case of some kind. Says, "Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Sorry for the delay.
Bad.
not great.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
so sorry. Has the ghost switched hosts or any shenanigans like that yet?
No.
He's
He's
still in
talking
there.
to me through the table.
He's talking to you through the table?
My reflection in the table. But
Oh,
yes.
that's so fun. If it were a movie, they'd just be like cutting back and forth between the
That's-
angles. It looks like
No.
you're talking to yourself.
That's not fun. That's terrifying.
Well-
And okay, can we get started on getting it out of her?
Well, we can. We have two options for this. One option, if it works, great. If not, it could make things more complicated. The other option is is a slower, more probably reliable process, but probably more painful and complicated, and will take at least overnight. I'm willing to entertain either. The quicker try is right here. He kind of hoists his box a little bit.
I'm sorry, the quicker one's less painful?
The quicker one will be less painful, but it also has a very high chance, or I shouldn't say very high, it has a chance of failure, and failure could become a bigger problem. It could wind up being that the ghost is able to get into one of you, there could be more ghosts unleashed, or some worse thing I haven't even prepared for.
So wait, what are the two options? You're
Well-
being cryptic.
I didn't mean to be cryptic. Option one is we simply try. He sort of opens it up, and he pulls out a matchbook. And if you recall, Vinny the Fink was in a haunted matchbook that somebody opened. So we simply try to put him back into one of these matches. The
But he
problem
could
is,
be one of us.
he might, if he's forcibly loosed from Omaha, he might not go into the match. It's also possible that if he goes into the match, there might be somebody else in the match. The bad.
Test the match?
What's that?
Can't you test the match to make sure that nobody else is?
Oh no, there are many other ghosts in these matches.
What the?
Oh,
fuck?
fun.
It's a haunted matchbook. There's a lot of ghosts trapped within.
Is there an option that's just not painful and doesn't have bad consequences?
No.
The
there's
other
never
option will
like
be
that.
more painful. We would put Omaha in a certain kind of a chamber overnight, and it will be a very unpleasant night for her as the ghost is sort of pulled out of her. It also is possible, someone was mentioning to me when I was talking about the use of this process, that in so doing, you might lose some of the other memories that you've started to reacquire.
I would like to do the less painful option, please.
So there is a chance of failure and a disaster here, but
Okay, so how do we protect ourselves?
well, you could all not be here for it if you wanted.
Sure.
And then would Omaha be fine?
Well, no, but
What was the other thing that could happen that you're not prepared for?
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. One problem could be that the ghost doesn't even go into the matchbook and goes into one of you, and then we're sort of, I suppose we're no worse off specifically. The problem is, do you think that Vinny the Fink is good at playing hide and seek? Because if he is, he might be able to lay dormant for a long time. That would be trouble.
Probably.
Hmm.
He's a little
Freak.
fink.
Again, you see Omaha just do this little facial micro expression of.
See? She'll point. Look.
By the time Octavian looks, she's fine. So, I understand I don't have perfect options for you, but these are the options I can offer. Option one is we try to quickly do this and hope it works. But there could be bad to catastrophic results. Option 2. Much more reliable, but very painful, and could have other issues for Omaha. But it seems like she is not interested in that.
I mean, it's Omaha's the one who's got the fucking ghost in her. Like, shouldn't she be the one to pick?
Absolutely. It's absolutely up to Omaha.
No, I think I would like the who I have knowledge of. Well, oh shit. I think I would definitely prefer the least painful option, the one that doesn't leave me alone in the dark all night.
Oh yes, you would be in sort of a dark sort of chamber for an evening. All right.
So, are we going to be certain that he's gone, or
I'll tell you this: there is one outcome in which we will be certain that he's gone, and let me explain it here. He takes out this matchbook and sort of opens it up, and you see there are several matches in it, but a few are missing. One way we'll know it worked is if, after channeling him back into this, a new match appears. Everything's fine. If no match appears, we will suspect that either he is in someone else, or another ghost is out. Or another ghost is simply loose, or he is loose. Problem is, it's out of her, but it's out of control. That's an option that actually we don't like, and I will probably try to prevent that over others. But the worst option would be if in addition to not creating a new match, all the other matches ignite, in which case all the ghosts captured here are loosed. That would be bad.
could you become possessed?
Me? I mean, I suppose, but not all of the ghosts in here are likely to possess as well. That's another thing. They might do other things. There may be poltergeists.
Is Vinny the Fink the worst ghost in that matchbook?
Probably not.
He kind of pulls out a book and starts looking through it. We'll define worst. In terms of most upsetting voice, yes.
That's a given.
In terms of most dangerous, probably not.
So what are our odds?
You just keep shit like this around?
Well, yes, this is
Look at where
items
we are.
storage. We keep all of the items around here. We have to keep them for posterity.
He's in a little bit of shock, you know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Things kind of finally catching up with you, huh?
He saw something in the picture, and
In what picture?
the one with the building being built.
He kind of goes over to the picture. This picture? This isn't even an artifact. This is just a photograph. You saw
Well,
something in this?
It did something.
Yeah, what did you see, Jakarta?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, but it's important that you do.
He experienced dread when he looked at it.
I don't mean to sound condescending, but do you know what you're saying?
Kind of like, yeah, you feel terrible, like
Why are you using the word
spaghetti.
dread?
What?
You're familiar with greater dread. You understand true
Well,
dread.
I mean, Dallas gets it the most out of any of us, but we've just
see.
all experienced it because we know what it's like when you see it, but it's hard to describe.
Or get overtaken by it. Or killed by it. Or
Wow.
Who's the Dreadlord here?
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's no Dreadlord here now. Research and design is in charge of the Dreadlord. He's the department head of Dreadlords.
Like the boss of them?
Well, the designer, yes. Researches, designs, comes up with sort of power sets, means of torment for them to inflict and also suffer, all the usual stuff.
And is this whole place designed around harnessing dread?
Well, yes, it is. It is designed around. Well, yes, is the short answer. It's all in service of sort of the great project.
Which
Have you
is
considered not doing that?
I mean, I'm a consummate professional, so no, I'm here to make sure Andrea has everything she needs to properly design and catalog items of tremendous magical import or incredibly accurate to their setting items as well. It's all
What
about
is-
it's all about set deck, you understand. It's just you want the authenticity.
Who is the person who took that picture?
I don't know.
Well, you take a look, and she like whoever's nearest to her holds them to make them not take a step.
You want Octavian to look at the picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
I mean, there's
Lauren
just a chance.
doesn't know.
He goes to the picture. He'll say, interesting, yes, well, this photograph was taken, oh, it looks like it was taken while the building was moving. So this is before I was officially hired. Oh, look at Andrea. She looks so young. She looks identical to how she does to the rest of you. She still looks like ZK. Am I going to be a twerp about this, or will I do it myself?
Twerp,
What is
Lauren-
the Great Project?
It's either
twerp, twerp, twerp.
What did you ask, Jakarta?
I'll wait until after this is done.
You can ask. You might want to ask now.
Okay. What is the Great Project?
The Great Project. He sort of, as he's kind of looking at it, he sort of turns to you. Well, I mean, the purpose of what we're sort of doing here in the fortress building is to find innovative and the most innovative and effective means of sort of, well, harnessing is a word, but also just generating, harnessing, encountering, conceiving of dread in the Dreadlands.
So you created the Dreadlands, or you co-opted them?
That is a little above my pay grade. My understanding is that in large part they are occasionally taken from other places, but some were created whole cloth, and they were largely redesigned by the now sadly departed Frank P. Wren. Who really, I mean, he is just his design work is just, of course, unparalleled.
And where does Rhiannon fit in all this?
Rhiannon is the department head of the Mistwalkers.
She made them after herself, or what?
Seems to be the case. Her involvement was a little later, that's why she's not in this picture. My guess. She's been here much longer than I have, but...
What did they pay you in? What's your currency?
Money, of course.
Where do-
London. He's sort of turning back to the thing. Now, Jakarta, do you say anything in response to what he has said?
To which part?
Just about how Rhiannon's not in the picture.
No.
Okay. Then it'll be a lower one. Lauren, I was told by Moses to be a twerp. Please roll a d13. If you
Twerp,
roll a
twerp,
13
twerp,
now,
twerp.
I didn't actually bring this up yet, but if you roll a 13 now, it would be so cool.
No,
Hmm. Wow.
What?
Okay.
Let's do
Sorry
it.
about that.
it's a 6. Probably bad.
No, a 6 is actually fine because Jakarta didn't say the thing. Octavian does not notice Lady Rhiannon in the picture.
Does he see who took the picture?
No, he wasn't here. But I have no idea who would have taken the photograph.
Well, right, but there might be a credit or something. Like
Do
a
you want
photo
me to take the
credit.
picture off the wall and look at the back of it to see if the photographer is credited?
No, it would be on the front, I think.
Well, I mean, we have
Yeah.
a mat. The photograph's been matted. It's good work. We don't hang.
Okay, fine.
So he's kind of holding up the matchbook. So he puts the matchbook back into the case, seals the case, sets it down. He will take the photo off the wall. Does anyone say anything about this?
I'm backing up.
I'm just laying on the floor, suspiciously
puts-
looking at Omaha.
Puts the photograph onto the table, glass and frame down, and then he begins to sort of kind of shimmy up these little clamps. There's 6 of them on the back, or 8 of them on the back of the picture. 2 on each.
Wait. It had an effect on Jakarta.
I heard. That's
So-
why I assume you're asking me to look at it.
Okay, yes, but opening things, playing things, releasing things can do something. So maybe we should just leave the picture there and just leave it.
I assure you, this photograph is not in our database. Of
Okay, but
items
you
with any
thought you
significance.
also thought that it wouldn't have any influence over anything because it's not an artifact, and it did.
No disrespect to Mr. Jakarta, he might be bringing something with him to that.
No, you don't just experience that kind of thing without something triggering it. Something really powerful.
Unless
There's
the
something
power
in
is
that.
inside of you, right?
This isn't some like Saturday morning cartoon. This is dread that we're dealing with.
Yes, but if he's carrying dread,
Why do you
Don't-
all of a sudden want to open it so badly?
I don't. I thought it was silly that we're doing this. I'm just
Okay,
saying.
forget it then. So
He
let's
will-
deal with this ghost.
He will carefully fold back down like the one little clamp thing onto the picture, and then he will carefully rehang it.
Okay, so Omaha, it's your choice, but I don't think that the rest. I want to be here for you when this happens, but I don't think we should compromise the rest of us getting possessed, because otherwise you won't have any help.
Yeah, okay. Does that mean we can't do? Do they have to be here to do the easier one?
No, I don't need any assistance. I think
Okay.
I'll be able to pull this off on my own. It's a rather simple sort of, it's a what we're attempting to do, just so you know, is that something we're able to do here is we can reset objects to previous versions. So that's what we're going to try to do. The problem is when the objects have sentience, sometimes they have a mind of their own.
How long does this take?
It should be rather instantaneous if it works.
So we can just. I mean, what's a safe distance for us to be?
I mean, well, okay, honest answer. Safe so that you're not possessed by a ghost, is that what you're asking, Mr. Zurich?
I mean, yeah.
All right. There are... amusing. There are 12 matches left in this book, so hopefully we will return the 13th in its place. So all you need to do is be further away than the nearest sort of 12 people who could easily be possessed. You might want to go down a few floors, but you probably wouldn't want to simply be in the, stairwell or something, because if you're in the stairwell, and even if you're down on the 4th floor, if a ghost goes into the stairwell and sees you there, they might even more easily possess you. That is, of course, assumed that all 12 of the ghosts in here will desperately seek to possess someone immediately. Some of them might want to hang about here. I'm just saying, so you'd want to be at least 11 people away, counting me, of course. And, yes. I do see
Okay.
that night is falling and it's getting pretty rainy, so, but yes, you may want to. You'd want to get far away, but there are at least 12 people on this floor working.
What's on this floor?
This is the items floor.
So,
This is where we craft, store, and archive all of the various items of significance, and again, also items that are not significant, but that really just add to the vibe of a Dreadland.
so I guess we'll just put some people in between her and us.
Sure, that I understand why you would want to do so.
Do these things actually work? She'll ask.
You're asking Octavian?
Yeah.
London, I want you to, and I think this won't matter to her, but I think she'll know it. Give me a detect vibe. You are now muted. You muted yourself.
No matches.
No matches.
I had a 1 and a 7. It looked like a match and it wasn't.
Does anybody else have... I know you have 4 dice, but because it was you specifically, I wasn't doing it. Does anyone else have 4 dice in read person detect vibe?
I have 3.
I have 4 in detect vibe.
Dallas has 4. I'm going to say Montreal, you may pick up on this, but Dallas, you know, with no roll required, because it was a little too close for London, she had to roll for it. You just have a clear sense that Octavian is, like, very, very irritated by London. And just finds her just, like, everything she's saying is just, you know, not his energy. He's very frustrated. But he's keeping his decorum, but but you, Dallas, you have a very clear sense of that. Montreal, did you have something you were going to say?
So the thing we're putting Omaha in, it returns her to a previous version of herself?
No, Mr. Montreal. It is this, I'm going to try to return this matchbook, this cursed matchbook, to a previous version. In other words, sucking the ghost right back into it.
Could the machine make us more similar to our previous versions of ourselves?
Oh, it's not a machine. It's just it's like an incantation. It's a backup.
No.
You, since you are not an item, again, the reason there's any doubt for this is because there is sentience involved. You as a person, not an item, that is not my area of expertise. You would really probably want to speak to your now departed department head, Dr. Partridge, although we have never done anything in which putting memories into different bodies of dread subjects has ever happened, so this is all new territory. You're just so I understand, Montreal, are you saying you wish you were more like one of the sort of voices in your head?
Yes.
How fascinating.
Which one?
Is there any way I could do that? Like, if I feel like this body doesn't suit the way I feel inside.
Okay, let's focus on one thing at a time.
I'm gonna roll a d13 on your behalf. Sadly, it is a 1. So, in this case, I won't have... Because there's 2 ways to do bad luck, but I think a 13 would have been this kind of bad luck. Instead, a 1 will simply be, I'm so sorry, that's not my department. It's just a flat no. Because the worst luck is him saying yes and being wrong. But we're not going to go with that in this instance.
Okay.
He just doesn't think he can.
So going back to my question, do these artifacts work? Because
what artifacts are you referring to, London? What are you? I don't understand. I don't think you understand what's going on.
The things that are stored here that give things the vibe. Like Anders Anderson, he had a ghost box. There could be something that protects
That was one of the
against
names
ghosts.
you wrote down on here?
Yeah.
Yes, all right. You want me to look up Anders Anderson's ghost box?
Well, I'm just saying, if you have items here that could be...
It was an electroplasmic spectrometer, but
and what was it used for?
ghost box.
Was this a memory you have, Mr. Zurich?
yeah, you can detect ghosts with it, basically.
Well, we have other means of doing so no, that would not.
But also, is there another item, artifact, prop, whatever, that can protect against ghosts?
I've come here and given you 2 options for helping your friend. We've chosen one. We've chosen the more dangerous option.
Exactly, and I'm trying to make sure that we're prepared. If we can be. If we can't be, then that's it.
He said we could just put people in between us and Omaha.
Be the less likely target for any ghosts who might emerge.
I say we just go.
Okay, fine.
Get this over with.
Perfect.
Good luck, Omaha. I hope you're not this creepy little boy man anymore.
So, who is leaving and who is staying?
Leaving.
Leaving.
So basically, 4 handsome bearded men leave Omaha to her fate.
Peace.
Well, good luck.
London, we don't need 2 possessed people. Come on.
What am I gonna help with? Like,
Yeah. You and you probably you may even catch another glimpse of that picture out of the corner of your eye and you're just out.
gone. First out the door.
Before I go,
Yes, go ahead, Montreal.
I was going to ask Octavian, what floor would I go to if I wanted to change my body? Just give me an up or down.
Well, if you wanted to sort of see the current state of the 10th floor, let me check it's 10th. Hold on, sorry. No, the 12th floor is where the dread subjects are, sort of, and that's the floor that you guys were on when this whole process happened to you. My
Okay,
understanding is that the building is back under control, so you presumably could go up there, although I don't know that anyone is actually in charge right now, so...
You know, that might work better for me. Better walk over to Omaha, give her a nice little bump on the shoulder, like, good luck. See you later, Fink.
Okay.
It's fine, London. You can go with them.
No, I don't. I'll stay. You shouldn't be alone with him.
Is Zurich still in there?
Yeah,
'Cause
you can be in here as this. I mean, you can notice London not leaving.
London, we don't need 2 possessed people. We can come right back. It's supposed to be instantaneous. It's not painful. There's just risk if we're standing right next to Omaha. All we have to do is put 12 people, 13 people in between us and her. That's not going to be far.
She'll look at Omaha to see
Mm-hmm.
is Omaha giving anything in her eyes that she actually wants her to stay. Because if she feels it, she'll.
Omaha,
I mean,
what are you thinking right now? Do you want London to stay or no?
I don't want to be alone, but I also understand why she shouldn't stay and feel like she shouldn't stay.
I mean, Octavian's
No, I-
here. It'll be 2 O's. Octavian has to stay.
Yeah.
A great guy.
Montreal, yes.
Like, just Montreal wants to, like, just yell from across the room. Yes, sir.
Who is he telling to kiss?
Okay.
What is happening here?
Nothing.
I'm just reading the room.
Okay. I'm gonna go with them. But if anything happens, I will make sure we get you back. Okay? And if I get possessed, I can't make sure that happens. And I wouldn't want you to put yourself at risk if I get possessed. And I'm just. She'll go up and she'll wait. Are her hands behind her back or tied in front of her?
I think they're tied like to her boobs.
No. Oh my God. No.
Montreal did it with Sexy Ways.
I did. Do I get the pit? Say behind her back.
Probably like
Wait,
one is probably
he
like
did?
tied like into her like crotch, and the other's tied
They're like
yeah.
really weirdly tied like this.
No. Okay. So
I'm gonna say I did it behind her back.
she'll go up to Omaha
Oh,
and
God.
say, "Either way, it'll be all right. We'll see you soon, okay?" And she'll kiss her forehead.
Ooh.
Woo!
And
Do it.
As you kiss her forehead, you hear a little voice underneath go, "Ew, gross. Cooties."
Not like cooties.
He doesn't reply.
Zurich says, London, let's fucking go. This isn't
Okay.
a movie. Come on.
Isn't it though? And she'll go.
All right, so you guys all leave now. Where are you? So Montreal, are you going to lead them to the 12th floor?
Nowhere else to go.
Okay.
Wait, did he specify whether they had to be alive people?
Hmm?
He did not.
But he said there were a bunch of people working on this floor.
There
And
are
if we,
other people on the floor, yeah.
Okay.
we could just like literally
dealing with
go
my-
on the floor a little bit away and come back in just a few minutes.
Okay.
but,
Okay.
uh,
Okay. Let's go.
Wait, and then Octavius?
Yes.
Octavian. How long does this take? Like, can we get a timeline for when we should come back? Like 5 minutes?
Sure, 5 minutes. Should be
Okay.
fine.
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
All right. Hopefully we'll both be here and not possessed by worse ghosts.
Don't.
Jinx it.
Oh God.
And if is
Let's
what
just-
do we how are we gonna know if you are possessed or not?
Well, actually that's not a bad point. I'm going to whisper something to you, Zurich, so that Omaha doesn't hear. I'm going to say one word to you, and you're going to know this word, and this is the key word, because the ghost won't... Hold on. He opens the case, makes sure the matchbook is in there, closes the case again. He comes over to Zurich, and he whispers a word to you, Zurich. I'm going to put it into private direct message chat.
Mm. Okay. So you just are gonna say that to me.
I'll say, and he once again whispers it to you.
Oh, no.
Okay, well that's weird, but
And
fine. That I guess.
if I say that, you know that I at least am not possessed.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
See you all in a little bit. All right, Omaha, let's have some fun. Also, you have to tell me who tied you up like this, because it seems like a fun afternoon.
I don't think this is exactly fun.
I understand. Well, it's about to all be over, don't you worry. So, you guys leave. Now, knowing that it's only 5 minutes away, are you going to go up to the 12th floor? Or are you going to... So, Montreal's like, let's go far. Zurich is like, let's just, go to the other side of this bullpen where there's a bunch of people working so they'll get possessed before us. Where are you guys heading?
Zurich was just gonna go past those people and come back in 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. London, Dallas, Jakarta, you'll do that. In Montreal, will you stick with them
I'll
for that?
follow Zurich.
What would Val Simpleton do?
Well, we know what Fast Simpleton would do. He would go to the 12th floor and die alone. Go to the 12th floor, encounter something you shouldn't, and die.
I'll stay.
Understood. All right, so Octavian turns to Omaha and says, "All right, I'm going to
Okay,
give them a
so-
moment to just get a little further away." Are you in there with any to think, or is it just Omaha I'm speaking to right now? Omaha, is it you?
I know he's in there.
Right, of course. Yes. Very good. All right, so Omaha,
Maybe if you talk about candy or offer me candy.
talk about candy, huh? Wonderful. All right, so, well, I to be honest, I don't particularly like candy. I think it's kind of cloyingly
Right.
sweet myself.
He does, so if you offer me candy,
Oh, I'd rather not talk to him. I was just wondering if he was trying to control you. I think I'm a rather stern disciplinarian, so he probably knows that he's not going to rise out of me. So, all right.
Right,
All right. Well, I think your friends have gone far enough away by now.
right, sure.
So,
Yeah.
hopefully you and I don't get repossessed or anything worse.
Yeah, I would really like to avoid that.
I would as well. So, Liv, I have an option for you. We have to keep a certain amount of tension because they've left and there's a code word. So, would you like to roll a d13 and text me what you roll, or would you like me to roll a d13 and tell you what's going on?
I'll roll it and I'll send you a private chat.
Please, roll a
Remember,
d13 and send me a
I can
private
do
chat.
chat, right?
Yeah, you can send me a private chat in Zoom here. Easy peasy. And if you roll a 13, you'll be my favorite. Like, right now you're tied for my favorite with everyone, but if you roll a 13, you'll be my true favorite.
I refuse to roll 13.
That's the wrong attitude, Liv. That's not correct.
Dan's like, that is not how Dan's been living his life.
Don't you put that evil on us, Dan.
Over these past 147 sessions, that is not how Dan's
And
been
I hope
doing.
Rawlings dies again.
Wow!
Them's
Cold!
five words.
Okay. All right. The rest of you. Zurich, you're looking at a clock on a wall. It appears that 5 minutes have passed. No one in the bullpen seems to be acting super weird. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's been 5 minutes. I think it's time we can go back in.
You said about 5 minutes, right?
Well, we can wait for 6.
Okay. Like, worst case scenario, there's like, how many matches are in a pack? Like 24?
Well, he had 13 matches in that pack.
Oh, that's right.
He's trying to reset it to 13. No reason he would be.
Okay.
And they all look fine right there, so I don't think all of them got out. So if anything, it's just Vinny the Fink is still in there dicking around, or we're okay. And he's just kind of annoying.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, I say we go back in. I got the code word.
After you.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll walk next to Zurich.
All right. So if you guys are going to head back in, pass through the bullpen, you can go back to the door. Octavian is sitting there, as is Omaha. Omaha seems to look sort of tired and in a weird mood. Octavian is looking at the matchbook.
How many are in there?
13.
Can you put that down, please? And
Of course. Oh, our little code word. Shall I say it aloud?
Wait, shouldn't you lock the matchbook up?
Well, I can, but I mean, at this point, as long as no one lights one, we should be fine. It was totally successful. A perfect, the match just, Omaha can verify, the match just reformed immediately. Inside,
Omaha?
you now see there are 13.
Omaha, do you want some candy?
Oh.
There you go. No more weird little boy voiced murderers inside of her. I can lock this in here. I see what you're saying, Zurich. Yes, I'll lock this in. Once again,
You
that
said
is-
the match reform, that means it for sure worked, right?
it did for sure work. But
Okay.
to put Zurich's mind at ease, cilantro.
That is a really weird word to use.
Well, it was
I know.
important that I put the trill on the R, because if I said cilantro, he would know that it didn't work.
And it was identical, so I think we're okay, you guys.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
Welcome
So
back, Omaha.
you can all be on your way in that case. I think at this point it's later in the day. This has taken up a bit of my time, so I don't have any of your own items we were talking about until tomorrow.
Hey, should we sleep?
London
Yeah.
will go up to Omaha and like go to eye level and ask Omaha, like eyes.
Eye to eye.
Now kiss.
I can't do this on Zoom.
Bearing her soul. Yeah, it's me. It's me.
Put up bump Jakarta. Here it comes.
No. And she'll try to get the knots out, but
Let me
Wait.
help.
okay.
I'm gonna just grab one single thread, give it a tiny pull, the whole thing.
Absolutely. And in fact, although, hold on, we got to put some Rambone onto this. Go ahead and give me a, this is probably not what it should be, but I'll have it be this way. Give me a charm roll and add your Dick Rambone so you get 5 d8s on this one. Roll 5 d8s.
Already looking good. Already looking great. 3 8s.
3 8s. In Dick Rambone fashion, I'll phrase it like this. He does grab it and pull it out all at once. Omaha's like top also like doesn't come off, but it sort of like inadvertently like splits in some way, and for a moment it just seems very voluptuous, and there's kind of like an upwards tilt to it, but then it's just back to normal.
I also want Dick Rambone to unnecessarily just put a leg up on the table before he pulls.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, sure thing.
Completely unnecessary. But it added to the picture from everyone
London
looking
will
far
say
away.
that. London will say completely unnecessary.
Wow. I think Octavian
It
will
worked.
say, "Goodness gracious." Well, I hope this
The
has been of
people
some
going.
assistance. Go ahead and good luck to you, my friends.
Thank you.
To the 12th floor.
Hopefully, I'll have something for you tomorrow.
Oh, we should sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to sleep.
Do we know where it's safe currently?
Safe. Oh, I assume there's no reason your previous lodgings wouldn't be safe. Oh, you stay in the
Not
dread
everyone?
cells. Those are one of the most secure parts of the island.
Oh, they are.
How so?
Oh yes, the dread cells. It is. If each of you probably has access to a dread cell. I mean, obviously the department head can sort of get in there and do that. But I mean, those dread cells are safe from. I'm about to phrase something in a way that will sound, which is not how I believe it was set up for you. Only one entity has ever escaped from a dread cell, which is not to say that you're being trapped in there. It means only one entity I know of has ever been able to get into, to sort of circumvent the security of them, and that was some kind of toon who could become pure ink and just slorch out. So yeah.
What?
Oh, Lamp Black.
That's a thing?
Oh, Lampblack, that was his name, in fact. Oh, he was on your list. No, he wasn't on your list. Oh, interesting. You knew of him. Oh, maybe you were encountering him.
I knew.
Perfect, I see. Well, yes, he's the only person we've ever seen be able to get in and out of it, and then since then, sort of, things have been sealed so that even toons cannot get out. Dr. Partridge was very intrigued when he got out of that dread cell, let me tell you.
Well, I wouldn't mind going
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I think I need to sleep.
Yeah, let's all head back.
Perfect. Go ahead, Montreal.
Like, if we're all leaving, can Montreal hang back?
With
And
Octavian.
because I want to ask him, can I use my charm to ask him to very persuasively ask him a question? Oh, change persuade.
Go ahead and roll I think persuade if you're trying. Well, what is the question?
So about the changing your body thing, I want to.
Ah, yes. Go ahead and charm. You haven't really sensed any deception on his part, so you don't think you need to persuade him to tell you the answer. You're more, yeah.
2 7s.
2 7s, all right. Nature, animalistic, all right. There's something to it. Yeah. So, what do you say to him, Montreal?
Just want to put hand on his shoulder, just very sneakily as well. Just say, so about going to the 12th floor. One of my memories, one of my personas, I don't know what to call it. Darius Calmblood was a vampire, and just something about him just keeps speaking to me. If I wanted to be more, nocturnal, more vampire-ish, is that something I could do on the 12th floor? Just, if you want to help me out a little bit.
All right. So, go ahead and go ahead. Oh, it was 2 7s was your roll.
Yes.
Animalistic, especially because of the vampiric part, I think is actually good. Consumption is on there, right, for the 7. Isn't that one of the things? Yeah. All right, because of that. I was gonna think for a moment. This is I'm gonna roll a d13 on your behalf again.
No luck.
It's a 9. That's pretty good. They're actually. Oh right. So up on the 12th floor, yes, you may that would be something that that department could potentially handle. But again, I have no idea how this is going. Your easiest bet for that, Mr. Montreal, and I don't necessarily advise this because it can come with other things, is for you to simply be bit by a vampire and turned. Allow a vampire to kill you, and you'll be reborn a vampire. The problem is you'll be under their thrall.
Hmm.
Was this Darius Calmblood under the thrall of some overlord vampire? And the answer
He
is
was.
yes. Yeah. So,
But he didn't like it very much.
understandable. There's another option. But I'm going to be very straightforward with you because you're so charming.
Please. I want to just give him a little flick on the chin a little bit. Please.
There is an item here. When you were speaking to me earlier, I didn't quite understand that you were saying you were how do I phrase this? When you were asking earlier, I thought you were talking about gaining one of your memories. If you simply want vampiric powers, that is definitely something that certain items can assist with. I am, in fact, in possession of something that can impart a vampiric nature to the wearer. The problem is, the item is cursed.
How bad of a curse are we talking?
Not a great one.
Hmm.
Theoretically, it might not be a problem for you, but in practice, it will probably be a rough one. Every time you remove the object, every time you take it off, a large portion of your blood will be consumed by it. And eventually, you will wind up being fully exsanguinated by the device.
Sounds like a very passionate end.
Well,
I have no problem with that.
you have no problem with that? Oh dear. Well, all right. Just you understand it's there are sort of ways to break curses, of course, but in this case, it seems. Why don't you sleep on it?
Why don't I sleep with it? Give me the item.
All right. One moment. The rest of
put
you
it
notice
on.
that Montreal has not come out yet, as you're sort of walking through the floor.
What's Montreal doing?
Probably being a weirdo.
Like maybe tied up Octavian?
I don't know. I mean, Octavian might. I don't know. I don't. I'm
Or
not-
Octavian didn't get possessed.
No,
No, he knew the word, and he trilled the R. Like,
You guys, after you're sort of pausing this, you see that Octavian sort of walks out, and Montreal probably kind of walks after him, but Octavian sort of nods to you all, but then he goes down one of those hallways with all the crazy doors and all the locks. Montreal's probably just waiting with you guys.
what were you doing?
yeah, what was that about?
Just asking some questions, you know?
Like,
I mean, just curious about the island. Like, listen, we've only been here for what, like 2 days? I'm just full of questions.
well, what'd you learn?
Yeah, not much. He was pretty cryptic.
Anyone can do a detect vibe on these lies, if you want to.
I will.
Did you say on these lies?
Or a read person, yes. On these obvious lies.
2-5.
This would be not, I'd say this would not be detect vibe, this would be read person.
Oh, sorry. I didn't figure that roll.
Sorry. In some
Should
of
I
these,
roll for my lies?
you can roll a deceive, yeah, that's fine.
Two
You said
fours.
it's only a read person.
It would. I think in this case it would be read person specifically. Yes.
I got two
Can I-
fours.
How many power do I need to raise the my dice?
To raise your to sort of to do. So what have you rolled?
I haven't rolled yet, but I only go
To
up to
gain
3
more dice. You
Yeah.
can add. You can. It's 2 power per extra dice. So if you wanted to add like 2 more dice, you could spend 4 power.
I actually rolled a pair of twos.
Hey,
I'm gonna spend 2 power to get the
Which
three
never
dice.
happens.
to get a
I have
third
two
one.
dice.
Okay, cool. So you'll get to roll 3 just for this one.
Two 8s.
2 8s. Okay, you've rolled 2 8s. Omaha, you've rolled 2 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And then London, what did you roll?
Two fours.
2 4s. Okay, so breaking my heart, none of you rolled your thing to trigger the Dreadstorm.
No! Ha 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 ha.
Somehow hasn't arrived yet. Montreal's rolled 8s,
Fortunate.
which is about 13s and about sort of triskaidekaphobia, that special thing. London, you have rolled claustrophobia, which is traps, tightness, underground stuff, and that is not helping you here. However, Omaha has rolled agoraphobia, which is about people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that because it is a tied roll, Omaha does not know what she is not seeing through the bigger part of the lie, but she knows that Montreal is lying and being very cagey and is asked. There's something he doesn't want to tell you. He's being very shady.
Guys, I need to talk to London for a moment. Just girl stuff.
Okay. With this group, it doesn't work like it does with Mr. Bliss.
I think they're having periods.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yes, it does.
Like, girl stuff, girl stuff.
Carter just locks himself in his room as soon as I get back.
Oh, you
Possession
guys
stuff.
have not left the. You are.
Okay, we're still there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're still there.
You're
There's
still
somewhere I could
because
go
Montreal
London
didn't
that's
come out, and then you.
private.
London, like, it's like, yeah.
You guys can step into that conference room you were just in. Sure. You're.
By the way, did I get my thing?
No, he's gone off to find it.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
As soon as they leave our earshot, I'm like, they really need to fucking make out. Like it's so pent up.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's so
Yeah,
pent up.
but
Like,
also,
you
guys,
can
if
all
you-
see it.
Yeah,
We're
but
all
also,
feeling the tension, man.
it's really weird that you're all just like trying to let's like, yeah, I get you want to watch. But,
I haven't said anything to them.
I didn't say I want to
Well,
watch.
one
I'm just rooting for them.
well, look, at least Montreal has the balls to say to their face, Jakarta, you little sick pervert, you're like hanging out behind their back and just thinking about it. I mean, I say sick pervert lovingly.
I hate all of you.
I just think it's weird that like when girls get together and they hang out for a while, their periods sync up. That's so weird. Like how? Like,
you know what? Now that you say it out loud, it is interesting, at least, right?
yeah. I don't even get it. It's like, man, like there's a lot of weird stuff that we've experienced, like with all these different people, but that's like up there with kind of like weird.
Definitely
Like,
top three. Like,
Is it?
I think it's pretty easily explained by like hormones, but
let's be honest, it's probably dread, depending on where we are.
yeah, but like our boners don't sync up.
That's what you think.
Anyway, while they're having this conversation, Omaha is going
And
to let
cut
London-
to.
Look, I don't think Montreal's being honest. I don't know what, but call it maybe a weird intuition from my possession. But something's off.
No, I believe you. I mean, he has been, I don't know, like sniffing the floor and like rumbling on the floor, which to be fair, Still Cutter, you knew Still Cutter did do because he was, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, it Philip, I would know it's not that.
You know that whatever it is, you know that he was lying to you. Like, you explicitly know he lied when he said, I was just asking about the island.
and it would be fair for me to assume that like me, London, seeing all of these things that he's like doing that the rest of us aren't, that something weird is going on, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, he has been a little weird, so I totally.
I know he's lying, and I don't think he would lie if it was something about Stilt Cutter.
Yeah. Well, we should keep an eye out for sure. And are you okay? Like, did it hurt? Do you need anything?
Yeah, I think I'm Philip. I'm fine, right? Like, is there any residual weirdness or anything?
You probably won't want to. You won't like anyone saying the word naughty for a while, but yeah, you're okay.
Fine, just maybe some words to avoid, but otherwise I'm good.
Some
Okay.
words to avoid.
If you don't want to say them, that's fine. But if I say them, you can let me know. We'll not say them. But yeah,
they're
also
so cute.
we should get out there. I think they probably think we're doing some like scissoring or something, like with the comments that they've been making.
Or we're scissoring, or we're perioding on our scissoring or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, not
Stop ruining it for us.
We didn't think that.
All right. So, if you two step back out, yes, you see that Octavian is coming back. He's kind of like walking down a hallway just as you step out. He is carrying a small case. It's about. What's it the size of? It's about. Yeah, it's like that big.
okay.
About that big. And he sort of just
I'll
walks
see
up
it.
and kind of what's that?
We all see it, you said?
Yeah, he was not told to do this
What's in
privately
the-
or anything. So he
what's
just
in the
walks
cake?
up and just hands it to Montreal.
Wait. What is that?
Montreal will take it, put it in his pocket.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Octavian, what did you just give him?
Yeah, does that have to do with the island?
The island, what?
Yeah, he said that you guys stayed behind, and he just asked you about the island.
Right. Yes, the island, of course. That's what it's about.
What is it?
Oh,
Personal belonging.
it is an item.
Roll it.
You shouldn't. It's bad. Well, we all know that. Yes, it is. Well. Of course, Montreal was previously. He was previously Emma, who came to the island. I saw. So it's just an item of Emma's that actually was easier to find. Just a.
So shouldn't it?
Something
shouldn't
that
it be
something
Omaha's?
that she dropped on the island. Some earrings, right? Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay, so give them back to Omaha.
Omaha.
Yeah, emissary. Right?
Did I say emissary? No, I'm. That was.
Yeah, I was confused.
It was.
Let's see it.
Montreal was.
Octavian, you're acting really weird.
I'm
More than normal.
I'm so sorry. It is. I'm
No,
sorry.
don't apologize, but just tell us the truth.
Well, I think Montreal can tell you if he wants to.
Montreal, what did?
I already feel awkward.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Like,
What's in the box?
the box. I asked Octavian about a previous item from my past life that I was desperately wanting.
Which one?
I mean, it's my past life.
We're all connected.
Yeah, I guess.
Octavian gives Montreal a look of like, sorry, like as in. What obviously happened is I rolled a 1 for Octavian's like ability to lie through this, so he just kind of like
Yeah, he fucked me
remembered
up.
the sheet and picked the wrong name when you guys were saying who'd been to the island. That's he just said Emma. It's like you were Emma, maybe? That's the only name I remember. Oh god. So
fucked
he
me,
he just goes
Octavian.
back to his desk, but now you guys are standing with Montreal.
Montreal, it's pretty clear that you're not being honest with us.
Yeah. I thought we
Okay.
were in this together.
We are in this. We are in this together.
No.
This is my personal goal ever since I
Okay,
got
well-
my memories back.
Then
Is
tell
to
us.
find ways to connect with more of my previous personas.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
okay, but then he should be honest about who he's trying to connect with.
Well, that I mean,
Part of it.
or just like tell us what's going on. Like, well, you know,
So I guess hold on. Let me see if I can roll something.
I will say for these kinds of inter-player conversations, it's
Okay.
probably a hard. There's not really much you can roll.
Okay.
Unless you.
I
like,
just think that since we're dealing with, the possibility of possessions, we kind of all need to be a little transparent with each other because seeing and coming from experiences.
Yeah.
Then okay, I know what I'll say. I will say, 'cause I guess I'm multiple people at once. So I'm gonna see London. She's asking me this, and I'm gonna feel the urge to be more truthful because London slash whatever the other character's name was.
Bella,
Yeah, no. Oh,
Ellen.
oh
well,
God.
Bella,
what?
but the Eowyn.
Elowen.
Elowen.
Wow, we're cool. I'm cool with a lot of.
I know.
We're cool with a lot. It's an ancient artifact that will help me connect with my character Darius Calmblood.
You want to be a vampire?
I feel like in the dangers of the Dreadland, I would like to be as close to powerful to deal with certain things. So it's like, yeah, I like the option to
Okay,
not.
but having been 3, sorry, I thought it was 2 before.
don't be
Remembered.
vampires.
Madam Ether, I was 3. How can we ensure that you're not going to like be overtaken by the bloodthirst and try to attack one of us. We don't know how we in our bodies are going to respond to something that belonged to someone who was a vampire.
Well, I don't plan on
Let-
using it immediately. I just
Let's
wanted
be
the
honest.
option.
If you're gonna attack anybody, it's gonna be me. So
Yeah, no, we're kind of cool. Well, we're kind of cool. I give you that water.
can I
One third
detect
of the
vibe?
Uh,
This feels like a detect vibe thing.
you can detect the overall vibe here for sure. This is not about lying. This is definitely the vibes.
2 3s.
2 3s. Oh, please tell me that's your.
Is it
Not.
your fear?
Thorns.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah,
you're
you don't think Montreal thinks that he will kill you if you're not getting a vibe of like Montreal's like, I'm gonna do this and totally kill him, but you certainly feel like Montreal's like no, but he's like, I mean, okay, if I had to kill someone in this room, I'd kill Jakarta. It's like the order of people I'd kill in this room are Jakarta, Octavian,
Like, I don't think I am
Zurich,
gonna kill you.
Dallas, Omaha, me, London.
London's about me. That's true. Self-preservation be damned.
Yeah, he'll starve of blood before he kills London, but yeah.
Yeah, probably true.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Fair enough. I can't really fault you for looking for power in this kind of situation.
Yeah, it just felt like it's what Darius would do, but also kind of what Steelcutter would do. Is
Well, for what it's worth, I appreciate you coming clean with us.
I mean, it was a little embarrassing just, not feeling comfortable in my own body with all these memories.
And
Yeah.
you're late.
Just don't eat us, dude.
I don't want to eat you.
Okay, so
I have
maybe-
delicious
Or
blood.
drink us. Don't drink us
You
either.
know that you have delicious blood. That's weird.
I don't know. I just, it's one of those things. It's a confidence boost.
I mean, let's be honest. Dallas was like he is the most delicious blood here anyway.
We don't know. Like I'm O negative. I don't know if that's tasty or not.
Sounds good.
It
Is
sounds
that
Which
right.
one
It
of you
sounds
was
good.
O negative?
Or the most common one.
That's universal donor.
I'm that
Probably
one as
tastes
well.
like chicken. Oh, probably good.
You don't eat the flesh. The flesh is the thing that would taste like. That's neither here nor there. Okay.
Guys, I think we all just need to go back, get some rest.
Okay, but Montreal, you have broken our trust. You lied to us. So I think it's only fair that we leave whatever it is in that box with a neutral party, like Zurich. You can try it, but just when it's safe. And when we all agree.
I think that's fair.
I'll hold it. I'm not going to do anything with it.
You lied to us, Montreal. It's gonna take a little bit of honesty to get our trust back. What were you gonna say, Omaha?
We're kind of all in this together, and I let everyone abandon me to get this fucking ghost out of me, and so I just don't think it's not. We're supposed to all be working together, and for the benefit of each other and the sake of everyone else.
Exactly.
You're all we've got on this fucked up island.
True, it's all we got on this island, right?
And so
In true 90s Saturday cartoon morning fashion, gonna take it out of my pocket, look at Zurich, slight smile, toss it to him.
Zurich will just like wink back, like,
Freeze frame.
Yeah.
Cool. And with that, are you guys
Don't
going
do
to
drugs.
are you guys going to head out through the sort of dark, drizzling night back to the dread cells?
The mist isn't covering everything, right?
The mist is
Anymore?
not covering things
Okay,
here.
here.
No. The mist is covering things throughout the world, but not here now. So yeah, if you guys want to go to your dread cells, you can go get some earned, well-deserved sleep. The dolls in here are now more like very stark reminders of these memories that you now have in full detail. And though though Dallas and Jakarta have been briefed on it, London, Montreal, Omaha, and Zurich having remembered seeing dolls before and how they were fashioned, like you are also reminded of like, oh god, where are we just screamers who had other screamer memories because we were connected to those screamers? It's that very yes, London.
London is going to turn all of her dolls around.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. Her dolls around. I love it. Okay, then in that case, does anyone have anything they want to do before bed? Yes,
Oh.
Zurich.
He'll do that.
Zurich is gonna look in the box to see what it is.
Zurich, you
Ah,
open
shit.
this case, and within, barely smaller than the case, like the case is, it's like almost the same size within. You open the case, and inside, there is a small case like this. And the box is animated. This is some Who Framed Roger Rabbit shit.
Oh, okay.
No, he just would have done it in the case because he already waived the thing. So Zurich is not going to see that it is cursed because Montreal waived the curse stuff to Octave. So anyway, Zurich, in this box, it is an animated box. The box reads, the label on the box reads, like, Haunted Halloween. Become your costume. And then the picture on it is vampire fangs.
Oh.
He shuts the box.
He's like,
Just
"Nope."
before you shut it, from within that animated box, you do hear, What? I want to help you suck some blood.
That is hilarious.
Closes it.
Hmm?
Very well.
Said my name.
Then that... I said closes it, but that doesn't...
Yeah.
Yes, Dallas.
Before I go to sleep, is there some kind of like bedside table or something?
For sure.
I'm gonna put the dolls of Rawlings and the manager on the bedside table.
Love it. Yes, Montreal?
For me, before I go to bed, I want Montreal to have like a conflict between his dolls, where the Darius Calmblood doll is talking to him. Meanwhile, the Ulrich Still Cutter, all the good dolls are talking to me. The Darius Calmblood one is like bombarding me with like, why'd you let them take it?
Why did you what?
Why did you let them take it?
You're just having full confidence.
He's having a Gollum moment.
Right.
How big are these dolls, by the way?
What are they made
So
of?
big.
Yeah.
I thought they were like
No, they're
Barbie.
Like figurines.
They're
Yeah.
huge.
Oh no, they're
What-
like
what-
they're like Maisie-sized dolls.
Okay.
What material are they made of?
Maisie porcelain.
Huh?
Porcelain
Okay.
faces, or unless it's like a not a human face, then it might be some other material.
See, I always thought they were like the ball joint dolls with like wooden bodies and porcelain faces. That's how I was picturing them.
They could be that. That's fine, but they're bigger. They're like it's big. It's. I'm picturing the scary dolls that I've seen in life, and that's what it is.
Yeah. My size Barbie freaked me out.
All right. Then we're actually going to. I understand this is a very brief final interlude here. We're going to cut away for one moment here at the end. Medina.
What?
You have been unconscious, but you begin to come to. It smells like that coppery, sickly, sweet scent of the mist is all around you, but you are not like within it, and you feel that you are on like a rather hard surface. You hear a sort of slight grunting noise.
Hello? Do I see anything?
Yes, you see Dracula.
And
Yeah.
he's he's the one.
And he's like feral as he just has this hand extended and keeping mist away from you.
What do
You are awake.
what do we do?
What we do is, you can sit there in safety knowing that I have saved you, despite all that Maisie has tried to take from me tonight. She has not been successful. Whereas I have achieved
Nice
a
pun.
tremendous success. Time in the Dreadlands moves differently. And while here she is in control of its rate, I now have my own mists to command.
What does that mean?
It means you are leaving this place now.
But you're taking the mist with you, huh?
Oh, I am not going anywhere, and yet you will see me very, very soon.
Where am I?
Right now, you are still in the Dreadlands. We are in an area once known as Ignador.
Okay, so what happens next?
What happens next? Medina, do you like to ride? Medina, in the distance you hear galloping hoofbeats.
Like a horse?
Yes,
I've never ridden a horse.
you've never ridden the horse.
No, like a motorcycle, or like a bike, yeah, but
Well, I suggest, Medina, for your sake and mine, you hold on tight.
great.
Suddenly, out of the mist is this wicked-looking black horse. On the back of it is this ramrod straight figure with a black sort of robe trailing very Nazgul vibes of just black, empty kind of hood sitting there, and it kind of like almost like jostles as the horse comes to an end. Dracula turns to this arrival and says, "If you do this, our court will be done. Take her to me in the other world, in my true seat of power." Maisie cannot stop this. Do you see this, Maisie? I take from you your prize! Suddenly the mists begin to close in, and everything is thundering and rolling as if we're on the precipice of a goddamn dread storm that will never come. Medina Lake.
Yes.
I would like for you to give me a read person roll. It's 3 dice for you.
Thank you. Okay, more babies. More little babies. No matches.
That you have no sense of who it is that Dracula is talking to, but he sort of just takes one of his hands and he slings you over the front of the horse. As kind of so like you're in front of whatever this thing that is riding is, and then suddenly the horse begins to ride whatever is on top of it. You feel these kind of like skeletal hands almost like fall on top of you and holding you in, and you are just being ridden with incredible speed.
Wait, Medina is being ridden?
Ridden? Yeah. I was about
Even
to
though Medina
say.
is, you are not riding, you're more just like you're being driven.
Right. Okay.
But Maisie doesn't want to let you go without a fight.
Oh
Please
no!
roll a d13.
Storm.
A 3?
A 3. Alright. I will have to roll something then. This will be a
Oh
chance.
god.
You go, and the sudden winds that are buffeting you are like madness, and you are also being like hit by this stuff. Also, Medina, at this point, go ahead and give me an endurance roll. I know that's
Is
not your
this an-
forte.
Is this an English or a Western saddle?
You're not in a saddle, Medina. You've been slung across the front of the horse.
Oh, okay, so I can't hold on. Okay.
You can hold on, but right now you're breathing in so much mist. You're probably in trouble.
No match!
Medina begins to pass out.
Okay.
However, I have just rolled a 12 on behalf of the Nightmare Rider.
Ooh.
So though Maisie has flooded Medina and she's being knocked out, Medina, go ahead and lose. And there'll be true danger to this, but we'll see how you do because you're unconscious, so you can't resist it. Medina, you lose 11 power.
Okay, well, still have 2.
You still have 2. I rolled 3d6 there, so you could have been curtains.
That's true.
But Maisie is trying to keep you in your stuff. You almost can see that doll's face trying to hold you. But then Medina, you come to lying on the ground. The world feels very different and yet also rather the same because you can still see the purple mist all around. But you are not in any of the Dreadlands, and the feeling here is fundamentally different. You still feel dread, but you no longer feel Maisie. You feel like you are in a different Dreadlands now. Fuck, son of a fucking goddamn it, hold the fucking...
Oh!
Can't
Oh,
believe it.
yeah.
Can't believe it. Fuck that. Kind of from nearby, this woman, she's wearing like a suit and a hat and a cape and sunglasses, kind of like emerges, and there's like a...
Also, she's hot.
And she's... Oh, and Dan says she is canonically very, very hot. Do you have an actress reference for her? We should think of one. She kind of emerges and she sort of sees you.
Like Kate Blanchett, right?
No, Kate Blanchett is Tatiana Temple.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But as she sort of emerges, she kind of looks at Medina for a moment. And Jeremy, this is you've drawn this person. You're the definitive drawing.
I figured who this was.
As she sort of stands there and sees Medina and says, "Are you all right?
What?
Are you all right?"
No. Why are we? Should we be whispering? Why are we whispering?
Who are you?
What?
She kind of gestures and you see some weird figures behind her, kind of like looking around confused. And she'll say, "Never mind.
No. Wait, what?
Do you have somewhere safe to go?"
No, I don't know where the fuck I am.
You'd better come with me then.
Okay.
What?
How do I know I can trust you?
Just look into my eyes.
You're wearing fucking sunglasses, dude.
I know. She turns around and starts walking.
Medina has no choice but to follow.
And with that, we will end this chapter of Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread in RPG. Medina Lake has gone yes, Dallas.
How old is Whisper?
I think Whisper's probably like 30s, but like Hollywood 30s, so she'd probably be, she'd still be cast in her 20s many times. I'm trying to think of who I'd cast as Whisper. Any fan cast for Whisper out there, go ahead.
Actually, okay.
Sure.
Kristen Stewart.
That's not right.
I think she could pull it off.
Like Olivia Wilde?
Olivia Wilde can make sense. Or to go to just do a run of Olivia's. Also, Olivia Thirlby for some reason sounds right to me.
I don't know who that is.
But Olivia Wilde could actually Olivia Wilde's probably got a right vibe. But I'm trying to remember. And everyone else, thank you for watching and thanks for playing. As I look some stuff up, Zane, do we have anyone to thank in chat?
Oh yes, we absolutely do. So we had a lot of action this evening. So
Get a little action
we
in.
started off with Karmalicious following this evening. Thank you, Karmalicious.
Thank you.
And then
Thank you.
Ben Hader has been subscribed for 9 months. And then Ben Hader was like, oh, I'm subscribed for 9 months. I'm just going to cheer 1,000 bits. Then I'm going to give out 10 community subs. And then I'm going to cheer another 1,000 bits because I am Ben Hader 2015. And I am a kind benefactor.
Just
You know
swinging
what?
that thing all over the place.
He's Ben Hader, but he's a long lost lore lover.
That was good. Did it?
That
Thank you.
is, it's most appreciated. Thank
Yeah,
you
that
very
was
much.
awesome. That hit the hype train start, and then our very own Steinbergler cheered 300 bits. Thank you, Steinbergler.
Thank you.
Galanorian Saber gifted a sub to Pierce Likes Things of all people.
Of all people.
Thank you, Galanorian Saber, and that put us over the edge to hype train level 4. Then the
Right.
Rose
Whoa.
Explodes. Yeah, level 4. Then the Rose Explodes. Our very own the Rose Explodes cheered 100 bits. Steinbergler cheered 200 bits again. Then Galanorian Saber gifted another tier 1 sub to our very own Olivium. And then Hype Train hit level 5. It was a wild hype evening in the chat.
And meanwhile, we were just looking at pictures and melting Jakarta's brain. No one the wiser. Well, thank you so much for all that support. That's really cool.
Dan, what?
So before you two say who you're going to say, I will simply throw the following thing out. And again, this is some top flight conversations, but it's all sorts of stuff going on. Lauren, I'm not sure if you knew this, but Whisper and the entire Guild of Secrets are trapped in Dracula's domain of dread now.
I did not. because
Dracula
I-
has formed his
I'm
own domain of dread,
keeping
and
up with other.
they're there. But he's looking for a dread lord or a dread lady, perhaps. I wonder who that could be. In this place, Dallas, or Dallas and Medina.
I was going to suggest.
Before you do so, I'm simply going to tell you a thing that I don't think I've ever actually revealed. It's not been a secret. I'm just going to tell you Whisper's secret identity name is Isabella de Torino.
Okay.
She is Italian in my mind. Cast whoever
Okay.
you want.
So I was thinking, like Battlestar Galactica era Trisha Helfer.
I get what you're saying. And she's been a brunette in many shows, so that's fine. Of things you've said so far, I think Olivia Wilde is more the vibe. Go for it, Medina.
I can't think about it.
Or like
you had one. I thought you were about to say one.
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
Or like Ana de Armas.
Oh.
he says Ana de Armas for everything.
I'll
Well-
say, yeah. Hey,
Makes
I mean,
sense.
what can I say? I like
fine.
Ana de Armas.
So anyway, that was some fun stuff here. So yes, thank you all for
Did
watching
she forget
tonight.
Ana de Legos Day?
Ba-dum. Someone forgot Ana de Legos.
I'll take both, baby.
That's great.
More
Um,
Ana de Full Body Day.
Ana del Glutis. I'm
uh,
gonna. Good night, everyone.
It's fine. So just to recap, we had a lot of fun stuff tonight. We had a huge thing, and Zurich found a very fun magical item that was given to Montreal. Zurich doesn't know about the curse on it. The curse on this one is so gnarly, by the way, guys, and I kind of do really want someone to do it and then to take them out, because some things happen to you when you wear these that will mean you probably won't want to have it in. Like, you will take it out, and then you lose a lot of blood.
Cool. Oh no, it takes the teeth.
And we also found out a huge Medina. There's a big top flight crossover here with Medina and what's going on.
Oh yeah.
A lot of fun is happening. So we have some other games in this
As
channel.
you left your seat, I was like, "It's Whisper."
It's Whisper, 100%.
Yeah, there's only one reason on this channel that Philip swears like that and then gets up and walks out.
Yeah.
The
Right.
whole gag is that, and I don't know if he knew that. Well, maybe he did, but like,
Oh, I
when-
knew that I was gonna end with Medina. You know, hopefully getting out and meeting that thing. I said to myself, "Oh, and put these over by the table." Didn't.
see, and he does that on regular nights. That top flight happens, that Whispers in, and he forgets to put his glasses there. One time, he spent 5 minutes going out to his car to get the sunglasses, so he.
It wasn't 5 minutes, please.
It was about 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you all for watching. We have some other games on the channel. I'll go through real quick. On Sunday, we are back with Here Be Dragons. There's only one or two of those left, maybe only one of those left before we sort of take our big hiatus, and we have some other games incoming for that. On Monday, we have a Dreamlands, where it looks like it is going to be Temptress of the Epsilon Sun winning. Migoats was not able to keep up this time. And then on Wednesday, I think we will have a Top Flight Tales for more adventure. We wrapped up Murder Babes last week, and that was a lot of fun, so check that out. And then next week, we're back here with more Blood from a Stone shenanigans, so come join us. We have a Discord where you can interact with us. We have a YouTube where you can watch old episodes, and there is a wiki that you can go to see how these games interact and read all sorts of fun stuff there that Sophia and everyone put together. All of these wonderful players surrounding me have cool stuff going on. Would anyone like to plug any of their own channels or holes?
I will
Now I
plug
Not my birthday
my
yet.
channel. It's hard. That's a hard act to follow. Zane's Trees. If you like bonsai and you want to learn how to do it, follow Zane's Trees on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. There you have it, folks.
Is that why it's called bonsai? Because you're learning how to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Zane's face. He really didn't know what she was saying. It was the most polite, what the fuck is this person talking about? Just this blank, like, mild confusion of, like, yes. Oh, God, I love that so much. That was so good.
I've been
That was-
Zane.
No, you
That's
didn't
my
offend him.
whole
He just
complaint.
didn't. I just didn't know what you meant.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, that's my favorite thing. I don't know. Anybody else?
Sure. Oh, go for it.
Go ahead.
I make a fantasy webcomic called Travelers of Teleria. Travelers of Telaria. You should go read it if you like fantasy. It's on Webtoons and Tapas and Tumblr. So
You can find out what I've been up to for the last several months if you subscribe to the LA Times in time for Monday morning. And then look for the arts section about something a museum.
Follow her Instagram for more.
That's the real way to know.
Yeah.
Anybody
That
else?
too.
I have not been streaming lately, but I'm trying to get back into that just because, life finds a way.
So it does. All right. Well, very good. Well, thank you, everybody. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you players surrounding me, penetrating me, and binding me together.
Wow.
It's the force.
what I do.
It's the
Oh,
force,
I'll be a force. I don't know if it's for good, but
all right. Thank you so much. Until next time, we say goodbye to Vinny the Think, yet we still find a way to have a dreadful